right, let's take a look to see what's happening in the markets today. And today is Tuesday, August 24th, and we're doing this in 15 minutes so that you know what's moving the market. And look who is back! With me in the studio is my head coach, Mark Hodge. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, Marcus, good morning. Great to be back.
Yeah, it's so good to see you. Have you been able to follow the markets at all, see what's happening?
I'm always keeping tabs on what's going on.
Yeah,
So,
so, I mean, yesterday, well, we had another strong rally, and this was pretty much after the full approval of the FDA to Pfizer's COVID vaccine. So we have the Nasdaq closing at a new record, the S&P just shy of a new high, just a few points, and
yeah,
the Dow Jones here still a percent away from the record close last week, but also the Russell yesterday super strong day with 1.9%. So crazy things going on, right?
a pretty impressive move yesterday, and I really think it is because of the FDA approval. I mean, this kind of does two separate things. One, there were a lot of people on the fence in getting the vaccine, wanting to have that full FDA approval rather than it just being in the emergency use status group. But then also, it could pave the way for more vaccine mandates. Where companies are mandating the vaccine now that it is fully approved. And this happened pretty quickly. Disney, they reached a deal with unions to require all employees at Disney World, Florida, to be fully vaccinated by October 22nd. They did require salaried employees to be vaccinated by the end of September, I think it was, but still, more vaccines, at least according to the market, means better control over the Delta variant, which means better economic situations.
Yeah, and I mean, there's really three things that markets have been focusing on over the past few weeks. Number one was earnings, and I mean, earnings season has pretty much wind down. We have a couple of companies that reported earnings. We'll talk about this in a moment. Then, of course, the COVID vaccine, and number three is also what is the Fed doing, right? I mean, how is the economy
Exactly.
doing overall? But yeah, I mean, just talking about the vaccine. So yesterday, reopening stocks or stocks that were affected previously by the pandemic made a jump. And this morning in pre-market trading, so yesterday, LVS, Las Vegas Sands, up almost 6% this morning, another 2.7%, same as Wynn. So yesterday, solid performance of 5.2%. This morning, pre-market up 3%. And this is pretty much because everybody is hoping that now the travel curbs to Macau, which is a super important market for them, uh, will actually, be lifted. And that's why probably also the airlines up. Yeah, yesterday 3.3% American Airlines, Delta Airlines yesterday up 2.86%, tacking on another 1.3%. Let's take a look at hotel chains like Marriott up 2.29% yesterday. Hilton, HLT, Hilton a little bit lagging, but I mean overall it seems that travel stocks and reopening definitely benefited from the news yesterday and driving the overall market higher.
Yeah, agreed. And although there's really nothing on the economic calendar at all, and traders are keeping an eye on the symposium, it's Jackson Hole, right?
Yep.
Um, and with Fed Chair Powell speaking on Friday, slightly higher for the futures as we head into the open.
Yeah, because today there's nothing on the economic calendar. Yeah, and everybody's waiting for Fed Chief Jerome Powell's speech on Friday. This is when he is supposed to speak. Do you know that this could be his last one? Possibly.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
didn't.
Because usually, I think it's right after Labor Day. This is when he gets either reconfirmed or not. So around Labor Day, President Biden is expected to decide whether to keep Powell in his role for another 4-year term that expires in February. So we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. I think he'll keep him.
I think
I
so
think
too.
the Fed has done a good job under his what is it, a presidency? No, he's a chairman, right? But I think the Fed has done a really fine job navigating us through the pandemic here.
Yeah, I mean it's so easy to pick on the Fed and to throw arrows that way, but they really had a difficult job. You know, just unprecedented situation.
Yeah. So earnings, we have really the last companies reporting earnings. So one of them being Best Buy. Did you
Yeah,
see what happened here?
I did. Best Buy up almost 4% pre-market, getting a nice little pre-market move. They reported better than expected earnings with $2.98 a share versus a $1.85 estimate that was expected. They
Wow.
also saw same-store sales up 19.6%, which was better than expected.
Yeah. Wow. Up 4%. All right. What else moving this morning?
Advanced Auto Parts AAP, and this was down. Actually, they were down more, so they're coming back a little bit. But I thought this was interesting because they had a pretty good earnings beat. They reported $3.40 a share versus a $3.04 estimate. They had revenue that was better than forecast, and they also raised full year forecast for sales and in-store growth. So it sounded like they had a pretty good earnings report, but traders, at least pre-market, weren't too excited.
Well, and this were, I mean, here they reported $3.40 versus $3.04. Let's go back to Best Buy, right? I mean, Best Buy was expected $1.89, reported $2.98. I mean, this is
That's a
here
pretty big beat.
60% more, so that's significant. I mean, with Advanced Auto Parts was more or less in line, and this is where investors are also, well, why is everybody else doubling? I mean, especially they're not really retailers, but I mean, retailers just had a super strong last quarter. And so when you're reporting earnings that are just slightly better, this is where I think they
Have
say,
to
well,
invest.
why not like everybody else? Why
Yeah,
are you
you
not
have
like
to
your brother
invest.
in school, right?
Yeah, and to your point, Marcus, I read that according to Refinitiv, more than 90% of the companies in the S&P have reported. So we're totally winding down. We're coming to the end of earnings season, but the S&P is poised to grow earnings by 94.7% year over year, which is
Holy
just
cannoli.
huge.
That's the best
Yeah,
ever, right? Ever since they started
could be,
measuring that.
could be. Yeah,
Wow. Wow. Hey, Camping World is on the move this morning, up almost
saw that.
6%. So what's happening
Yeah.
here?
So Camping World up big because they are doubling their dividend. So shareholders on record on September 14th will receive a 50-cent dividend per share, and this compares to the original 25-cent expected. So that's a big dividend increase.
I mean, doubling the dividend, not bad
Yeah,
at all. And considering that this is a fairly low price stock with
exactly.
$39, I mean that's a pretty good dividend yield here.
Agreed. Agreed. So traders are loving that, and Camping World up 6%. Yeah, we had fun trading this for a little while.
Yeah, yeah,
We
collecting
don't have it
lots
right
of
now. That
premium.
would have been a nice jump.
Yeah. All right, what else do you have?
Did you see Diddy Global? I don't know if it's Didi or Diddy, but I like to
Yeah.
call it Diddy. So they're up 4.7% pre-market because there were reports that the company will suspend plans to launch its ride-hailing service in the UK and Europe. So I don't know if it's from a company perspective, traders are glad that they're not using that extra money, or maybe investors are just glad that they're not even dealing with the UK and Europe after the mess that has happened so far with this one. So
Yeah.
anyway, up 4.8%.
No, and we know that they're down because of regulations that are coming out of China. And
Yeah,
I mean, pretty much all of their stocks have been affected. However, it seems that there are some investors who are right now scooping them up because, I mean, JD yesterday, 3.3%, this morning up 8.3%. Alibaba also up 5% this morning pre market. Baidu, if you look at this, up 4%. PDD up what 11, almost 12%. And here's the deal: it's not that there were any news coming out. It just they have been hit hard recently by
sure.
these new rules and regulations that are coming out of China, and it seems that something. Well, this might be bargain shopping here. So,
Yeah,
but this will be holy moly! This is playing with fire here. That's for sure.
agreed, agreed. But maybe after the shakeout, some people are turning up the risk a little bit, hoping this is the bottom.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Tesla. I'm going to talk a little bit about Tesla here. So, I mean, Tesla had its AI day last week, where they introduced the Tesla robot. Did you see that?
I did not follow that. No.
Yeah, so they introduced that, and I mean, Elon Musk said, "Well, it probably won't work." And here's the funniest thing: Elon Musk also said, "Okay, we will limit the speed of this robot to 5 miles per hour." And he said, "Well, it is for a very simple reason because based on what we have seen in science fiction movies, at a maximum speed of 5 miles per hour, we can outrun the robot just in case something goes wrong." So he definitely has a sense of humor, and they released their new driver assistance software called FSD. They released the beta 9.2 yesterday. But here's what Elon Musk said about this on Twitter, where he said, "Well, the better is actually not that great, in my opinion, but they're doing a lot to improve." Now, there are 5 different stages of self-driving capabilities, ranging from level 1 through level 5. And level 5 means that the car can really drive itself. And with this latest version, I mean, they are still just at level 2. And this is where, I mean, everybody agrees, and even Elon Musk agrees, that it could take years to go just from level 2 to level 3, leave alone 4 or 5. And that's what he says basically in this tweet. If you're zooming in a little bit, he says it requires massive N retraining, and an N stands for neural networks
Neural
here.
networks. Yeah.
So that's what's going on, and I just love this guy and his sense of humor, and also how he says, "Yeah,
Not
well,
that great, in my
probably
opinion.
won't work, and it's not that great." It's just
But when
super
you think
interesting.
something's great, you know it.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Interesting.
So going into pre-market, I mean, if you're looking at the futures overnight, we're pretty much flat here this morning. It seems that we are pulling a little bit back. Let's take a look at a 5-minute chart here. So on a 5-minute chart, we see that we were actually trading higher, but now going into the open, pulling a little bit back. There's the E-mini Dow. Here's the E-mini Nasdaq, also more or less flat, and also the E-mini S&P going into a flat opening. So we'll see what happens today. Should be definitely an interesting day.
Agreed. Agreed.
All right, perfect. Well, if you would like to know how we trade these crazy markets, well, a few videos popping up right now that shows you exactly how to do this. And we got to head over to trade with our mastermind, the Open Live. So we're going to do this. Hey, have a great rest of your day.
Happy trading, everybody.